And thank you to Senator Myrie for answering my questions. We're still amending and re-amending this bill now that we're in a deep print. And in a time like today, as we sit here with crime going up year to year, we see all of these criminal acts are up again in 2022 from 2021, which was up from 20, which was up from 2019. We actually have a mechanism in order to provide people with a clean slate, with a new bite of the apple. In fact, this was bipartisan legislation from 2017 when our party was in the majority and thinking that people should not have to suffer for making a mistake in life. This now provides for someone to have virtually no penalty for making a mistake, another mistake, another mistake, and another mistake until the end of time. That's the problem, and that, again, as I indicated during the debate, that's where the rubber meets the road, because let's talk about the cases and the crimes that will automatically, not by application, and by the way, I did see that there was some concern that many people haven't taken advantage of the 16059 is the current law, where you can have, after 10 years, you can seal 2 convictions of crimes, 1 a felony, because it was an onerous process. Well, why not make an application process? When you take a plea, being a practicing lawyer for all these years on both sides of the aisle, everybody gets handed their notice of appeal. You're standing next to your lawyer who just advised you verbally on the record of your right to appeal, and you're handed a document. Why not provide that to defendants and say, look, if you behave, here's an incentive. It goes away, and it's expunged. But here, we are just providing unfettered access to people who continue to commit crimes. As I indicated, hate crimes, violent felonies, manslaughter, burglary, some kidnappings, vehicular homicides, gang assaults, assault of a police officer, terrorism crimes, all of them, unless they have lifetime parole, which is A felonies only. So attempted murders, you do 4 of those in 3 weeks. In 7 years, once you get out, they're all gone under this bill. And look, it's a laudable intent. I've had many conversations with the sponsor about this, and I do believe that his heart is in the right place, generally speaking, but not here. Not with this bill. This bill is not a public safety bill. This makes our lives more dangerous, because you know why? Why are we hiding that fact that someone has the opportunity to expunge a couple of mistakes? They stubbed their toe in life. We get it. That's available right now as we stand. But under this bill, you get it again and again and again. And it's almost as if we're trying to trick business owners, because governmental agencies have access. And I understand that. Maybe they should, and they absolutely have to, with respect to specific crimes, but not if it's out of state. So will an out-of-state law enforcement agency have the opportunity? If they're not specifically listed here, they may not. So if you have a DWI, a felony DWI in New York, and 8 years later, where in New York that's still an aggravating factor and you'd be charged with a higher crime, you can't get access to it in New York. So these are the concerns that I have, as well as many other agencies that were certainly consulted, but their information and proposals were not accepted as far as any changes are concerned, because you look at the District Attorneys Association has essentially all of the same problems that they had with this bill when it originally came out. And on the business side, last comment, if I have a Chuck E. Cheese and someone who's been convicted of, and those of us that are practitioners in the criminal world, the endangering the welfare of a child is a plea that you work out a lot. Crimes against children, assaults against children. But endangering the welfare of the child on many occasions is a reduction from a sex offense. It's not registerable, so it's automatically sealed. If I have a Chuck E. Cheese and I'm interviewing a prospective employer, I have no access to those records. If I am an animal shelter, a theme park, dog walkers, as I mentioned. These are everyday jobs with everyday people. And we understand that people need to be allowed a second bite of the apple in life. It's not for lack of compassion, because this is not compassionate because we're forgetting about victims with this bill. Because more victims result from people who can't help themselves, who commit crimes and then commit more crimes and then commit more crimes. You get 2 freebies under our current law. In my opinion, that's enough. And in extenuating circumstances, you want to do something that's fair. Somebody did something when they were addicted to drugs when they were younger, or they were just in a bad way, and then they do something else later in life. Allow a subsequent application and review on a case-by-case basis, instead of painting everything with the same brush and allowing everyone this free pass, because quite frankly, Madam President, this will actually do the exact opposite, unfortunately, and for those reasons, I'll be in the negative. Thank you.